Sussex's US citizenship could end up costing her and Prince Harry a fortune. As a US citizen, Meghan still has to pay tax in America on any income earned or allowances received. This means all royal proceeds enjoyed by the Duchess, including gifts, homes, and even her clothes, are subject to tax. As her spouse, it means Prince Harry's income could also be affected. Meghan has formally applied to become a British subject, but it could be several years before that comes into effect.
Now, Freedom of Information requests have revealed that British taxpayers are on the hook for about $1.3 million in costs related to Prince Harry's failed legal battle with the Home Office. So, will Harry be expected to pay or repay the costs?
Prince Harry is in hot water, boiling hot. And this time, there's no palace to hide behind, no polished PR team spinning his mess into a minor hiccup. It's just Harry, stripped of the royal shield, stripped of the velvet cushion of privilege, stripped of the protection he once thought was permanent. Dead center, standing under the harsh spotlight of Parliament and the British taxman. Yes, the very institutions he turned his back on. They're circling now like hawks with razor-sharp precision. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a symbolic scolding. Oh no, it's real, it's public, and it's brutal.
Top drawer royal anymore, so why should he expect top drawer security?
Well, I think one reason is because he wants us to pay for his, wherever he goes around the world, to have that sort of protection. And I think it's just greedy, and he can't.
It all kicks off with a move that isn't just dramatic, it's history-making. Parliament has actually introduced a bill to legally strip Harry of the Duke of Sussex title. Think about that for a second. That one name, Duke of Sussex, has been his golden ticket in Hollywood. It's what gets Netflix executives to pick up when he calls. What makes publishers wave seven-figure contracts at him? What makes Americans listen like he's still royalty? Without it, he's not the glamorous prince across the pond. He's just Harry, just another guy in California trying to stay relevant, trying to cash in without that royal sprinkle. But Parliament wasn't done, not even close.
Down the pecking order, when you go to the website, now they're much lower down. They're below Princess Alexandra and Duke of Kent, because obviously they're not working members of the royal family anymore.
In an unprecedented moment, Harry's name was spoken out loud, directly, on the floor of Parliament. An MP stood there and said it plain. If you abandon your duty, insult the monarchy, and then strut around Hollywood waving your title like it's a VIP pass, there must be consequences. And those consequences? Oh, they're not just looming, they're racing toward him. And as if that humiliation wasn't enough, here comes HM Revenue and Customs with a sledgehammer. A tax bill, overdue, ugly, and massive. Around $800,000. And here's the savage twist. He has 3 days to pay. 3, not 3 months, not by the end of the year, 3 days. That's not a polite reminder. That's a financial guillotine. If he doesn't cough it up, the UK can seize assets, drag him into court, and make his downfall even more public. For a man who once wore a military uniform on palace balconies, who had the world watching him marry Meghan Markle in fairy tale fashion, the fall is staggering. And yet, maybe the most shocking part isn't the fall itself. It's how alone he is as it all crumbles.
Palace officials have been trying their hardest to strip Harry of his titles, but Charles has been denying them the opportunity. Why would he be standing?
Look around. Meghan Markle, silent. The palace, completely disinterested. Netflix, quietly backing away. And the British public? Oh, they're not just watching. They're cheering, treating his downfall like it's Saturday football. Social media is ruthless. Hashtags like #NotADuke, #Pay Your Taxes, and #Sussex Scam trending nonstop. And those aren't just jokes. They're proof of a shift. Harry's no longer seen as the rebellious prince who broke free from tradition. He's the guy who cashed out and is now crying because the bill arrived. Behind the scenes, things are even uglier. Reports say Archewell, the Sussex Foundation, is being scrutinized for shady irregularities, questionable expenses, and financial cracks. Hollywood insiders are whispering the most brutal label of all, radioactive. In an industry where stability is everything, radioactive means one thing: career death.
Left royal duties. How is Will planning to deal with this?
Yes.
So where does that leave Harry? Right on the edge of a cliff. His title dangling by a thread, his finances imploding, and the UK reminding him that independence isn't free, it's expensive. Meghan's silence only adds fuel to the fire. This is the woman who built her empire on vulnerability, on Netflix specials dripping with personal revelations, on carefully crafted Instagram moments. But now, not a word, not a photo, not even a vague repost. Insiders say it's intentional. She's pulling back, distancing herself from Harry's mess to save her own brand. Because let's be honest, Meghan's already taken a hit. Spotify deal? Gone. Netflix? Hanging by a thread. Archetypes cancelled. Attaching herself to Harry's spiraling disaster would only drag her deeper. And in Hollywood, optics are everything. Align yourself with chaos and you get erased. And here's the kicker. This crisis is different from anything they've faced before. Back when they ditched the palace, they were disruptors. Rebels challenging outdated traditions. They had sympathy, they had the world's ear. But now, the script has flipped. People don't see them as brave anymore. They see them as entitled celebrities shocked that the bill for their lifestyle finally showed up. Lawmakers are even saying it out loud. If Harry wants to live as a private citizen, fine. But that means no special treatment, no immunity, no royal perks, just a man facing the consequences of his choices. And the British public? Polls say more than 70% want Harry stripped of his title, not because they hate him, but because they believe rules should matter. It's about principle, and with Parliament sharpening the axe, it's looking less like if and more like when. Harry's financial nightmare is now public record, and the walls are closing in fast. Montecito, with its sprawling mansion and staff, suddenly feels less like a sanctuary and more like a burden. The bills, the security, the lifestyle, it all adds up. And now, with nearly $1 million demanded upfront by HMRC, whispers are swirling. Does Harry even have the liquidity to pay? Netflix is already cooling off. Executives are quietly reconsidering whether it's worth sticking with someone whose brand is sinking. Hollywood runs on certainty, and Harry no longer provides it. Archewell, barely generating enough to cover overhead, let alone fund a tax rescue. And the Sussexes, reportedly shopping around for new business deals, desperate to land something, anything, to keep the lights on. But here's the brutal truth. Even the palace won't save him now. King Charles, silent. William, not picking up calls. Buckingham Palace lawyers, ordered to stay far away. As one aide reportedly put it, he wanted freedom, now he has it. No royal shield, no safety net, just Harry. And the public? Oh, they're loving it. For once, Harry's being treated like everyone else. Polls are sky high in support of Parliament stripping his title. Not because people despise him, but because they feel betrayed. He turned his back, cashed in, and now acts shocked that accountability has arrived. Behind closed doors in Montecito, panic reigns. Advisors scramble. Some suggest a high-interest loan against the estate. Others whisper about fire-selling future speaking fees. Another floats the idea of begging HMRC for a time-to-pay deal, but warns it would mean humiliating disclosures and headlines like Prince begs taxman for mercy. It's chaos. But it's not just about money anymore. It's about reputation. Because Parliament is moving fast. Clips from the chamber are circulating. MPs hammering home the point. You cannot monetize the monarchy and mock it at the same time. The bill to strip him of his title is advancing, step by step. Second readings, committee debates, all pointing toward one outcome. And Hollywood? Watching closely. One studio lawyer even fires off a blunt email. Confirm whether Duke of Sussex is still lawful for marketing. A publisher redesigns a book cover, quietly dropping the ducal flourish. Streaming execs? Already pulling contracts. Their logic is simple. We buy certainty, not chaos. And social media? Ruthless. Mock invoices plastered with past due stamps over Harry's coronation photos. Memes of guillotines slicing through royal scrolls, even the HMRC logo rebranded with a crooked crown. People aren't just laughing, they're making verdicts in meme form. Meanwhile, Meghan's silence has become deafening. No Instagram posts, no carefully curated black and white portraits with emotional captions, nothing. Her friends, dodging reporters' calls, a stylist canceled a shoot, brand partners quietly pushing launch dates. In Hollywood, silence is a weapon, and Meghan is wielding it like a pro. Inside their so-called war room, impossible choices litter the whiteboard. Pay in full, beg for mercy, lawyer up and drag it out, or the unthinkable. Sell the one thing that made them valuable, the myth. The fairy tale of the noble exile who left royalty for love and principle. But once you sell that, you're just Harry. And the most haunting part? Harry's old instinct keeps creeping back. Call the palace. But that line has gone dead. Cut by choice, reinforced by consequence. As Parliament advances, experts explain bluntly, titles are privileges, not rights. Parliament is sovereign. Once it moves, it rarely retreats. A veteran ethics board member phrases it even colder. This isn't punishment, it's housekeeping. Archewell tries spinning excuses, clerical errors, accounting lags, misunderstandings. The press shrugs. Nobody's buying it. This isn't spin anymore, it's centrifuge. The harder they try, the faster the mess flings outward. And then comes the rumor that rips through Hollywood like wildfire. A major agency has internally flagged all Sussex projects with high reputational volatility. Translation? Stay away. Clients don't want radioactive. Philanthropic donors start calling, not to cancel, yet, but to review. Their questions are surgical, polite, but chilling. Can you confirm UK tax compliance? Can you assure us this legislation won't impact delivery? In philanthropy, certainty is currency, and Harry no longer has it. The countdown ticks. The panic grows. And finally, Harry caves. He pays. There's no romance to it, no grand gesture, no cinematic sacrifice, just a wire transfer. Cold, clinical, humiliating. A fund drained at a rate he didn't want to touch. And in that moment, ping, the guillotine pauses. Interest freezes, penalties stop. For a split second, it feels like victory. But then, Parliament drops the second shoe. The bill advances again. Headlines scream. MPs go on record. British titles should reflect British duty. That single quote ricochets across newsrooms and obliterates whatever hope Harry had left of salvaging his Hollywood brand. Suddenly, buyers scribble question marks where crowns once sat. Paying bought time, not redemption. Meghan's camp floats a rebrand. Harry and Meghan, first names only. Modern, egalitarian, American cute idea. Except one problem. Google exists, and the first page is still drenched in royal grandeur. You can't keep the crown's silhouette while pretending you've thrown it away. Meanwhile, ordinary Brits are louder than ever. Call-in shows echo the same sentiment. We don't hate him, we just want the rules to mean something. It's not malice, it's order, and it's devastating.
Reports that the titles of the Duke of York and Duke of Sussex may not be passed on to future royals due to the negative associations with, of course, Prince Harry.
The third day ends. No sirens, no arrests, something worse, clarity. The money? Gone. The scrutiny? Still here. The bill? Still moving. The palace? Silent. The public? Roaring. In Montecito, lights burn late into the night. On Harry's desk, 2 pieces of paper. One, an HMRC receipt on plain A4 paper. The other, a glossy coronation coffee table book opened to a page of velvet and gold. One dazzles, the other decides. That's the brutal truth he never wanted to face. Crowns are stories, taxes are facts, titles open doors, but laws slam them shut. You can curate an image, but you can't negotiate arithmetic. By sunrise, the national mood is clear. This isn't a vendetta, it's an audit. Not revenge, just accounting. A country telling a former prince what it tells every plumber, every nurse, every shopkeeper. Pay what you owe, carry what you earn, and don't wave a badge you no longer wear. If the bill passes, Duke of Sussex vanishes from letterheads and Hollywood credits. Publishers shrink his font, studios scrub the title. And what's left? Just Harry. The only title he can never lose. The only one that can't be bought, traded, or taxed. He wanted independence. The invoice arrived, he paid the first line, but the rest, duty, credibility, trust, that remains outstanding. Remains outstanding.